All right, all right. Well, hello, my name is Maria Two Straps. You can call me Maria, you can call me Two Straps. I'll respond to both. No, I will not tell you what Two Straps stands for. You can guess. Um, but I'm a sex and relationships coach, a sex educator, and I'm a grad student currently for clinical counseling and sex therapy.
Oh,
And I
wow.
just love talking
Wait,
about all the sex and all
I
the
love that.
relationships.
I love that. So the first question I have to ask, because I asked the last person that was on, he was a sex and dating coach as well. What
Hmm.
are your credentials?
What are my credentials? Shit.
What makes you know what we need to know?
Oh, geez, hold on. Let's stretch it out for
Stretch
a
it
bit.
out, girl.
Hold on.
Yes.
So let's see. What are my credentials? All right. So fuck, I'm 30 years old. I have been learning about sex. I've been since 18, so 12 years. And in
Oh,
college, as an undergrad, I majored in psychology and I minored in applied psych and physical anthropology. I
okay.
learned a lot about human sexuality. I did a lot of research on human
Yeah,
sexuality.
yeah.
You want to talk about bonobo penises and chimp penises, then we can have a go at a gorilla
Oh my
penises, we can
God.
have a go at
Yeah, tell me a little bit. Let's jump in. What is it? You said bonobo?
bonobos and gorilla penises and what their correlation to penis size and ball
Okay.
size and what that means.
Great. I love.
You would think like big gorillas, they're big and
Yeah,
beefy.
yeah, yeah.
So they're twice the males are twice the size of the females generally. So there's high sexual dimorphism. That's what we call it. With bonobos, the males and females are roughly the same size, kind of like humans. We're more closely related to bonobos. So lower sexual dimorphism. The higher sexual dimorphism, the smaller their penises and
Oh,
their
wow.
balls. And generally it's a patriarchal society, and then it's the men, like the big bad gorilla, he
Yeah,
fights this other male to the death and he
yeah.
gets his harem of females, but his whole life he's defending his territory.
Mm-hmm.
Other men are coming in, they're gonna fucking kill him,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
like you'd have to fight off some other gorilla for your harem.
yeah.
So but once they win, they get their harem of females, and there's no intramale competition. So their penises don't have to be as large. Their balls don't have to be as large. They don't have to compete with other men uh, interspecies or within the community, right? And also, if you're violent, if you're fighting other people, it wouldn't make sense to have a huge dick. It's just gonna get in the way. So,
Yeah, I guess that's just a big old target.
right? Exactly. I'd go for that. I'd be like,
Okay.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
But if you look at bonobos, low sexual dimorphism, matriarchal society, the woman, the females lead, and if they look down on violence. So if you're acting out, like you're out of the community, you're shunned.
Wow.
So the males generally listen to the females. Well, everyone's having sex. Someone's stressed, you have sex. It's very open.
Yeah.
You having a good day, have sex, whatever. You have a problem with someone, you have sex, whatever. So they're very open. They're very free. It's a matriarchal society. There's a lot of peace. There's a lot of sex.
Wow. We're still
And
talking about gorillas.
what's that?
We're still talking about gorillas?
No, this is bonobos now.
Okay, okay, okay.
This is
I'm like,
bonobos now. Yeah, but low sexual dimorphism, more peaceful society, more people having, more individuals having sex, and their dicks are bigger and their balls are larger because the females have sex with multiple men,
mm,
multiple males. It's fine. It's not looked down upon, and so the males kind of have to compete
yeah,
with their penis size.
yeah,
And the
yeah,
penises are shaped that way with like the mushroom tip
yeah.
to siphon other male sperm out.
To siphon other male sperm out, you said?
Yeah, yeah. So,
You say, talk about that?
so like this action right here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like penises are gonna shape. I don't know. You might know more about that
yeah.
than
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah,
or.
everything you're saying, I recognize.
But if multiple males have access to this female and this female wants to have sex with multiple males and it's fine, the males have to compete with their penis size. And say another male has copulated with a female, and then the second male comes along, right? And perhaps there's still sperm in the tract, in the vaginal tract. So he uses his dick to siphon it out, to suction it out.
Oh,
Well, that is an evolutionary theory. So,
oh
but
wow.
the whole point of the story is lower sexual dimorphism,
Uh-huh.
matriarchal society,
Wow.
more sex, more peace. Everybody's happy.
Oh,
12 years of sex ed and human sexuality. That's my
that's
jam. I'm still in school.
I love that. I love that. And so what led into this? What led, because you when you were an undergrad, and you said your freshman, your major was psychology and what?
I majored in psychology. I double minored in applied psychology and physical anthropology.
Anthropology. So how did
Hmm.
did physical anthropology at all lead into sex? So I don't, what is physical anthropology?
So it's more, I studied a lot of human sexuality, kind of like what I told you, the evolution of
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
human sexuality through
yeah.
species and through time. So bonobos, gorillas, all that shit.
Yeah.
And I was in high school, so I was the complete opposite of everything I am now. I had long hair. I
Mm,
was quiet. I was passive. I was submissive. I just did well in school, did my thing. I was very religious. So I went to a Catholic high school.
yeah.
Um, Sex ed wasn't comprehensive. It
Mm,
was very guilt, shame based, very fear based. It's like you have sex only for procreation. Also, we're kind of weird about queer people. And that was when I was coming to terms with my sexuality. And I was afraid to ask questions. I didn't know who to ask. And,
yeah.
I was told like if I was out about my sexuality, I would just get booted from school.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I guess I'm not gonna fucking say anything then.
Yeah.
But then I guess one of my turning coal into diamonds moments was coming to that realization. So I was actually watching America's Next Top Model,
Okay.
and there was a model on there. I think it was season 8, and her name was JL, and I fucking loved her. And rest in peace, she passed away a couple years ago, and she is one of the reasons for my big change. So I
Oh.
loved seeing her, even though she didn't win. She was one of the most remembered because she was just like super fucking cool. Like she talked like this. We became friends eventually, and we hung out. And I was like, JL, like you fucking got me out of my shell.
Wow.
And she's like, oh fuck yeah, that's so cool, blah blah. And like I just loved her energy and I loved her vibe. I love that she didn't give a fuck and just expressed herself, no shame, no guilt. And she helped spur that change. I cut my hair. Um, I went to Floyd's barber shop on Melrose. I cut my hair, and I didn't tell anyone. And I had long hair, like down
Yeah.
to here. And then I came back and I was like, "What up, bitches? Like,
Yes.
I'm Maria. I'm fucking gay.
Here
Like,
it
let's go
is.
do this."
I love it.
And
Such
I
a
broke out of my shell.
dream.
Yeah, I broke out of my shell. I embraced my sexuality, but the thing was, I didn't know how to navigate the sex world, and I made some stupid mistakes, like whatever mistake in the book, because I didn't have that comprehensive sex ed. It
Yeah.
was just fear and shame based, and I rebelled, and I was like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want."
Yeah.
So I did, and I made some stupid mistakes, and mistakes that could have been prevented if I had just learned comprehensive, medically accurate
Mm,
sex ed.
yeah.
But it was that shame and that guilt that really stuck with me for a while, and that really fucked with my head. And yeah,
Yeah.
and then I broke out of my shell, and I was like, I'm going to devote my life to teaching people about sex and relationships.
Oh my goodness, I love that. I love that so much because I can totally relate. I remember my
Hmm.
first and only sex ed class until I went to a public high school, and I went to a private school for like 9 to 10 years almost. Um, was we played this game with Skittles. We all had like a random like paper bag, and like we mixed Skittles. We like had to mingle and stuff and trade Skittles. And basically, at the end of the exercise, it told us they basically gave each color represented an STD, and it was like, see, if you have sex, this is what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You will get either this STD or like, look in your bag and which colors do you have? And it was like, everybody had some kind of STD. So we were like, nobody's having sex ever. Until you get
And
that stuff.
that's it.
That was until I was like 14. And then in a public school, when we had a sex ed class, like I remember the first time I even heard about, like, this is going to be something really I shouldn't say, but I'm going to say on the podcast. So
Yay.
I had like learned about masturbation somewhere. I think like through
Mm-hmm.
watching an HBO late at night movie. And so I was doing it. And at one point I had I had never ejaculated before, and then at one time I did, and then I ejaculated, and it scared me. I thought I broke something because it literally nothing had ever happened, and then one time something did happen, and so for like maybe 2 to 3 years, I had never like touched my penis again in that way until I went
Mm-hmm.
to public school and had a sex ed, and they had talked about ejaculation and like a wet dream or something like that. And I was like, wait, that's normal? Like, guys are supposed to ejaculate? And I was like, like changed my world because I thought I had broken my penis.
That was your turning coal in the diamond.
That was
So many diamonds.
But there was a point of being so in like gratitude for having like real education and learning about like what's supposed to happen with the body, what's not, like, and you know what I mean. And I'm sure things have kind of changed, hopefully, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how
Yeah.
you would in private religious schools anymore.
Don't want to think about it. Scary shit.
Fucking stuff. They can't really hide too much now, right?
Yeah, no. Well, kids now have access to, like the internet and Google.
Yeah,
and stuff.
exactly.
I still remember the Dewey Decimal System, like going to the library next door after school and shit, and then just looking up things in secret, like, oh my god,
What's the Dewey Decimal System?
You remember like when when libraries were popular, and that's how you get books and stuff. You go to the librarian.
The dot things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
You look through the index cards and shit.
Yeah. Now I'm like, wow, that's real.
Yeah.
That took me.
That was old school.
And so, well, what's been since that moment, I guess, what new information still keeps you inspired to keep going? Because I would think that maybe at a certain level you might feel like you've learned so much, but is there still more to learn, and how do you kind of navigate that?
Well, I guess this leads me to another turning coal into diamonds moment. So, I mean, there's a lot you can learn about sex ed, sexual health information, a shit ton you can learn about your body, and I'm still exploring every day because everyone's bodies are different. But I think another light bulb turning coal into diamonds moment for me was when I realized the importance of feelings and emotions. Like up until my like mid 20s, I was just, I don't know if you've seen the L Word, but
Yeah.
Shane, that was me.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm just gonna do this, whatever. I don't want to come out like poly, open, kink, positive relationship, whatever. I'm all down. Cool. Let's talk about boundaries and like let's do the shit. But it wasn't until I started diving deeper into more meaningful relationships that I realized the importance of feelings and emotions and talking about them and how that plays a role in relationships.
Yeah.
Like I used to be very angry and I didn't want to be intimate and be in a long-term relationship with people because I was just angry. I just wanted to keep people away. I just wanted to get what I wanted. And then I just wanted to keep people at a distance. And then I started realizing, holy shit, like if I talk about my emotions, that really helps. I was never about that. I was never a crier. I was like, get the fuck out of my face. Yeah. Whatever. I would just resort to anger. And then that was my number one emotion. Like, I'm out. But when I started being able to talk about my feelings and emotions, and when I realized that anger is just a mask for other emotions underneath. I was
Wow.
like, holy shit, I have a lot to process.
Yeah.
And I started realizing that, I started feeling that within my body. And when I learned about the human body, I was working at Equinox, bougie ass Equinox.
Yeah. Oh,
um, and I learned that emotions are stored in the body, and trauma is stored in the body, it's stored in the fascia, it's stored in the cells, it's stored in the muscles in your body. And then I remember I was getting a massage, and someone released something here on my neck, and then I just started tearing up, and I was like, what the fuck?
ooh, what
Like,
happened?
this is,
Yeah.
the fuck did you
Yeah.
just do? Like, this is
You
weird. I'm crying.
that.
And they were like, there's trauma is stored in the body. It's got to come out somehow. And then I was like, oh my God. And then one of my best friends now, she gives me like massages every week. And it's the fucking best. Like, she's an amazing massage therapist. And then she massaged around my left knee. My left knee has had more injuries. Um, and I just started crying. And I immediately started laughing. And I was like, what the fuck
Wow.
is this shit?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
crying because you touched my knee. It's
yeah.
vulnerable. Some of my trauma is stored there. And like all these emotions are coming up. And like, now I have to talk about it. Now I have to vent. And I, like I vented with my therapist, and I was like, oh my God, like what's going on? This is
Yeah.
so crazy. And that helped. So talking about emotions, realizing that it's stored in the body,
Mm-hmm.
and releasing my emotions through, talking or moving my body. And then, yeah, that plays a role in your relationships. And you
Yeah.
talk about your feelings and shit. And it's okay if you're with the right partner, they're going to be cool with it.
Exactly. So real. So real.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just was doing a meditation a couple of days ago, and it said something so powerful about like the cycle of freedom. And it was that you
Mm-hmm.
have to like really be free, you have to give other people the freedom to really love you or dislike you. And that means like being so authentically yourself, sharing your feelings, being upfront, being honest, whatever, so that that person has the freedom to like you or don't like you, or
Mm-hmm.
be annoyed or not annoyed, whatever it is, so that you also have the freedom to be yourself so authentically, so powerfully. And that just reminds me of that when you said that, because like the right partner will always want you to share, will want to hear your feelings, will want that honesty and
Yeah.
honesty and stuff. Because I've
Mm-hmm.
definitely been in a relationship where I'm like, I won't share this, or I won't be, like feelings for me, I've definitely been learning about how, like, I think it was the movie Inside Out that I really started liking.
That was a good one. That was a good
It was
one.
so good. It was so good. Because especially for me, like in a non-funny way, as a comedian, I don't like to be sad. I don't like to feel, um, yeah, just really sad feelings or hurt feelings and stuff like that. So I've learned to like make jokes and hide those kind of things. And I've really learned through life where it's like all feelings are valid, and if I
Mm-hmm.
don't give them space, and you know what I mean, like it's just all gonna, what you resist persists type of thing as well.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. Especially with, yeah, especially with emotions,
Yeah.
it's gonna come out somehow. It's
Yeah.
not something you can bottle in. And I used to think that sharing your emotions, let's fuck that. Like,
Yeah.
no, absolutely not.
Exactly.
You got to hold it all in. Like,
Yeah.
that's how you're strong.
And I used
What
to
the
think
fuck?
that, like, to prove, like, especially because I've always been so, well, I shouldn't say always, but once I came out, I always wanted to prove that I was like super gay, and like I was proud of that, but also like don't take away my masculinity, because that's also a part of me as a man that I identify as. And
Mm-hmm.
so I would like, I didn't want to be like, I'd want to be tougher than my straight guy friends or be as tough as them type of thing. So I didn't want to cry and all this stuff. Whereas now, like, I am like, I cry and do whatever I need to, wherever I need to, in front
Yep.
of whoever I need,
Yeah.
and I still can. And to me, that is still being strong and powerful, because I also think it's more, in my opinion, like I think to be a real powerful person doesn't matter what gender, how you identify. It is to show those feelings. It is to be vulnerable. It is to be transparent.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is strong and powerful.
Yep.
Confident and all that.
Absolutely. And it's, yeah, like when I, like what you're saying, when I realized that it's actually strong to be vulnerable, what
Right?
the fuck?
What the
You mean
fuck?
I can talk about my feelings? Like what?
It's okay. And
Oh, you're gonna like me still?
yeah,
Like what?
how
And
how has that supported, or how do you teach that to other people? Because I feel like
feel
that's
the
sometimes
feels.
a concept that like isn't like, it's so easy to hear it, but how do you like really being that?
So something I teach my clients is, if you're feeling something overwhelming, just do a quick body check, like
Mm.
from the floor up, from your feet, shins, knees, thighs, hips, butt, stomach, all the way up. Do you feel it anywhere in your body? So say you're super stressed. If you're doing a little body scan, like where do you feel the tension, or do you feel tension? Do you feel an achiness somewhere? A lot of people, like it's their jaw, or their neck is tight or something, or their shoulders are hiked to their ears and they're just stressed out like this, because this is our default. Like fetal position is our default if we're stressed, doing this. So I tell them to do like a quick body scan, and or on the other way around too, because the mind and body work together. So whichever you kind of notice first. Are you stressed? Okay, like let me search throughout my body. My neck is tight. Maybe if I just kind of stretch my neck out or something, or maybe if I move a little bit or something, and you're like, I feel better. I don't feel as stressed anymore. I don't feel as sad anymore. Or the other way around, like, oh man, I feel like I've just been clenching for a long time. And then you realize, oh, okay, I think I'm angry. So maybe if I just like shake my hands out or something, oh, like I'm not as angry anymore.
Mm.
But just making that association with your body and your mind, and making that connection, because it works together. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I totally believe that. As you were saying that, I'm like checking my, I'm like, okay, where am I at? What's
Right, we can just do like a little
up?
shake just to,
Yeah, why not?
yeah, like,
And so when you start, what was your first client like? Or how did you find your first client, or did they find you?
so well, I don't know about like first, but like I've done a lot of pro bono work just to practice and stuff throughout the years and everything. um but I feel like people just kind of naturally gravitate towards me. I'm like,
Mm.
okay, this is cool, because I think I have a very particular coaching niche. um and so people just kind of gravitate towards me and reach out, and it's like, yes, let's do it. Let's navigate the space. Let's figure out what these roadblocks in your way are. So I feel like people just naturally gravitate towards me. I have a lot of male clients too. um and I always wonder, it's like, maybe they feel safer with me because I'm openly a lesbian, and maybe it's more troublesome for them to be coached by a straight female or another male. I don't know if it's like a masculine. I don't know. They just feel safer with me. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Come on in.
Come on in.
Like, let's.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like people just kind of naturally gravitate this way because it is a very specific and
Yeah.
particular niche. So I guess I got lucky in that realm.
What do you find that most of your clients are looking for?
Oh, they just want to be heard. They just want to be loved. We're all human, and it's innate for us to connect. And so everyone just wants to connect, male, female, although the avenues to kind of get them to their goals are different. um, I feel like pretty much for everyone, they just want connection. They come to me initially for, let's say, a physical issue. I can't orgasm, performance anxiety, I don't know what to do, blah blah blah.
Hmm.
Or like my partner is having trouble doing this or something. But the more we break it down, the more we realize it's a mental issue.
Wow.
There are a lot of mental roadblocks in the way, and a lot of those mental roadblocks are because of shame, because of guilt, because I don't know how to express my feelings. Boundary setting is a big thing for men. I want to set boundaries. I want to get my needs met, and I want to, express what I want and need. But with them, it's like, okay, let's make sure you're not crossing boundaries. With women, same thing. I want to express my needs and my wants. But for them, for a majority of them, it's stating those so that people don't cross your boundaries. So everyone wants the same thing pretty much deep down inside, but like different avenues to get there. Yeah.
I love
We all
that.
just want to be loved.
I was gonna say that's just such a beautiful thing, because I think that's so true in life, and it's one of the reasons why I practice, loving everybody for who they are, no matter what they believe in, who they vote in for, and all that kind of stuff. Right? I'm practicing.
Oh, we're practicing. I'm practicing.
I do believe that we all just want love, and I think you did kind of say this a little bit, but I was going to say, do you find that there is a difference in when you're coaching a male or a female?
Yeah, for most male clients, it's like, okay, you want to express your needs and your wants. Let's try not to cross these boundaries. They said no. Don't persist. They said it's and a lot of them are like, oh, but I thought it was just expected to be persistent. It's like, if she fucking said no like 4 times, you should have stopped after the first one. And I think it's like a machismo thing. If I keep going, I'm gonna fucking get it. But it's like, yeah, but you broke her down in the process. Like, is that what you want? You want less of that person now.
Oh,
you get less of that person now.
Okay. Yes. I love that.
Are you happy you got 50% of this person because you fucking broke them down?
Broke them down, yeah. It's like I try to listen to words so intently as well. And so when you said like you broke that person down, are you happy with less of that? And I'm like, wow, that's such a powerful statement, because it really is like you're beating that door down, and it's like it's okay, you broke it open, now like you're inside, now what? It's like, wow, that's so, I've never thought about it that way.
Yeah. And with women, it's with a lot of my female clients, it's kind of the opposite. Like, I want to express my wants and needs. Again, they want the same thing, but I need to set my boundaries so people stop crossing it. I'm like, okay, let's do this. Yeah. So, and I think a lot of that is, cultural upbringing. As women, we have to be submissive. We have to do what the man wants, whatever. That's what I thought growing up.
Wouldn't say something like that.
What's that?
I said our good old RBG wouldn't.
Fuck yeah. This is for you, RBG. This is for you.
I saw it. I was like, yes, Maria.
I thought it'd be appropriate. Yeah, fuck Amy Comey, whatever her face is. You need to have an orgasm, girl.
More than one.
Please have an orgasm for the sake of our country. You want some dildos? You want some? Yeah, I can mail you some. You want some?
Most of them all just need some kind of, I think, orgasm awakening or sexual awakening, and half of our problems in America would be solved, I think.
Most of them, they still have the butt plug stuff up their ass. You can let go, dude. You can let go. It's not meant to be in there for too long, so you can let go. It's fine.
Yeah. But what were you saying?
Shit, you broke up for like 2 seconds. What was that?
Oh, I was saying, what were you saying before I interrupted? Because women are supposed to be passive or submissive most of the time, or as society has led us to believe sometimes.
Yeah, you listen to the aggressive male, and it's okay if he crosses some of your boundaries, because you have to make them happy, you know. And for a lot of them, it's like I am having trouble stating my boundaries because I don't want them to react negatively. I don't want to be rejected too. And it's a very real thing. Like for us women, sometimes if we reject a man, they get violent, they get angry. I mean, I've had that encounter. I worked at a bar for 5 years. I've seen everyone, you know, people show their true colors when they're drunk. And, you know, even me, like being behind the bar, like some men will try to get behind the bar, grab my ass, don't fucking touch me, you know, and then they'll try again, don't fucking touch me. And then they'll get more aggressive. And then I'll have to like get them kicked out and shit, you know?
Yeah.
But it's a very real thing that a lot of us women face. You see a lot of women, like when I go walking down the street, I walk with one headphone in, so I'm like paying attention. I'm like listening to podcasts or music and walking my dog, and I have one headphone off to pay attention to what the fuck is going on around me, because I have had men follow me in the past. Creepy men. Hey, this is weird, can you give me some space? No, but don't you want this? And it's like, no, I don't. Like, get the fuck away from me. And they'll keep persisting. And, you know, sometimes for a lot of us, it's easier to just be like, okay, like come into my space. It's okay because I don't want to get hurt, you know? So a lot of that is ingrained into our mindsets and our ideologies. And I hope for one day that we're just able to fucking listen to each other without getting so defensive, without getting so butthurt, without having to get mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear
Yeah.
you. And so because I want to get into the app as well, can you lead
Mm-hmm.
how that's led how your work has led you into working with this app as well?
Yeah. So Twirl, the Twirl dating app, TWIRL. So it's a brand new dating app, and it's revolutionary in the sense that it's a video-based dating app. And it's cool because it's video based, and you can kind of weed out, you can't have any fake profiles if you're
Yeah.
making videos, you know. And
Yeah.
also you can see how someone is. And basically what happens is you download the app and you ask a question, you film yourself asking a question, and you put it out onto the feed. So other people are looking through that feed. And then if you know, if you like someone, or if you want to talk to someone, it's been building a lot of friendships too. You respond to their video with another video. You know, if you like each other, you can match and all of that. But what's also unique about Twirl is that it features experts, relationship experts. So I'm one of those experts. You know, there's someone on there who talks about astrology, someone who talks about mindfulness. You know, there's men on there as well, like male experts, which I think is really fucking cool, you know?
Absolutely.
So you have everyone, and we post videos. We post like growth videos, we post educational videos. I do this thing every Wednesday called Hump Day. So anyone can reach out to me, can email me, or go to my Instagram, which is @_sex and squats, and ask a sex related question. I'll respond to it, and then I'll put it up on Twirl. So you're free to, it's anonymous. You're free to ask sex questions, relationship questions, whatever.
Love
And
it.
then, yeah, I answer that on the app.
We speak.
Oh my God, it's my
I've
face.
done this
Shit.
forever ago because your boy is
Yeah.
single.
Oh, I know how that feels. Shit.
Single.
Oh, geez.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And how did you get inspired to get involved with this? Because I think it's so cool, especially when you said that you have experts that are involved that are talking about not only just like relationship stuff, but mindfulness things, wellness things, because that's all I think so wrapped up into how much we love ourselves is how much we can give out love to each other and other people as well. So I'm so in there.
Yeah. So the way I got involved with Twirl was I did this coaching course. So Journey, JRNI, shout out to Journey. Like I fucking love them. 6 months of training. to be a coach. So we go over positive psychology, we go over relationships, we go over business building and everything. So we go over this fully comprehensive set of stuff in like weekly classes. You have homework. So it's not like an easy going thing. It's dedicated 6 months, and I fucking love that. And I love my community. Everyone's just out there to help each other. And one of the founders is John Kim. He's the Angry Therapist on Instagram.
Okay.
And then he reached out, I want to say like early COVID time, and like we're putting together this dating app. We want to have some experts on there, and like relationship experts. Like, I'd love for you to be on there. It's like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
So fun.
Yeah, and then the app building, and then, you know, the launch. And so that's how I got involved. And yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. Like, I love the concept of a dating and wellness app. Like, I think people, if you people should use this before they get on like Tinder and Bumble and Hinge.
Yes, girl, they should.
Learn your manners, learn some boundaries. Like, it's astounding.
Goodness.
Like, fucking A.
It's not just girls dealing with it, girl. Yeah.
Jeez, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're disgusting.
Yeah, before Grindr, like, go on Twirl before you hit Grindr.
I'm not even talking about Grindr. With Grindr, I expect it. I still roll my eyes, but like when you're on Tinder and you're on Hinge, I haven't actually gotten on Hinge, but when you're on Tinder and like, I'm just like, bro, come on now. Why is like some guys are legit straight to the point, and I'm like, oh, I'm on here for like, I'm actually trying to get a boo thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Use my Grindr though.
Yeah, you should be. I wanna like download Grindr just because I'm curious.
Girl, you should. You really should.
Hey Gerard, what's up? I'm just curious. I'm just looking through.
I'm like, it's really fun. I mean, friends and I have done it. Like, even a gay friend and I be like, well, who are you looking at? What's your profile say? Just to even see if the map works, because it tells you how far you're away from people too. So.
Oh, Gerard, you're down the block. Hey.
I didn't know you were in the neighborhood. You said you were working.
You're next door? What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. My neighbor.
Jeez, yeah. Like, I'm curious. I just want to explore, and like, I don't know, sometimes like, yeah, I like to explore all that shit.
Have met other like partners on there, and like I have had actually great conversations with people I've met on Grindr. So it really, I mean, like, the thing is, it's filthy. That's all I'll say. It's filthy. But Maria, is there anything I haven't asked you that you wish I had asked?
Oh, geez. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. So I'm putting together a course, you know, the sex ed that you may have missed in school, that you never got in school. It's a 6-week course, going to launch beginning of January and then ending the week before Valentine's Day. So it's a basic sex ed and, you know, healthy relationships course. So we'll be going over basic sex ed, healthy relationship skills, and all of that throughout the course of those 6 weeks. So we'll be going over anatomy and physiology, STIs, birth control, and how to have healthier relationships. Because I'm level 1 Gottman trained. So the Gottmans are like these profound relationship researchers. They're based in Seattle. So the Gottmans, they're fucking amazing, and they study relationships. You can go into their lab in Seattle. It's called the Love Lab. And then say you're a couple and you go in and do like a little assessment, and then they can gauge within, like, I want to say 85-90% success rate or something, if they're going to stay together within the next few years or not, based on how they talk to each other and how they interact. So yeah, so I want people to be able to open up about relationships and like talk about their feelings and emotions, because it's so simple. The recipe is so simple, but it's so hard to do.
Yeah. Because
we've been taught not to do it, not taught not to talk about our feelings, taught not to talk about sex and all of that. So yeah, so that's coming up soon. I'm still putting the curriculum together, but I'm really excited about that. So
I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll have you on again to talk about it again before you launch into it. But thank you for sharing that. That starts when?
Yeah. January.
January, and then it's right
Yeah.
before or a little after Valentine's, you said.
It'll end like before Valentine's Day.
It's perfect time.
Yeah. Practice your skills.
Perfect time. And
Uh-huh.
before
Yep.
we end each episode, we always ask each guest the same question. The question is, we all have heard the saying, be the wish or be the change you wish to see. What's the change that you wish to see, and how are you going to be it?
What is the change that I wish to see? I wish to see a world with comprehensive, medically accurate sexual health education, normalizing sex. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for sex. Why
Mm,
is it so looked down upon? There is a purpose for it that isn't just procreation. There's a purpose that can be for pleasure to enhance our relationships. So the change I want to see in the world is normalizing sex. It's fine. It's normal. It's a human thing. And also normalizing feelings and emotions, talking about them, and learning how to listen. If someone's like, hey, I feel really sad about this, or I was really upset when this happened, and then on the other end, the receiving end, not taking it so personally, being like, okay, how do we fix this? So I want to normalize sex. I want to normalize talking about feelings and emotions. And, I want to be that change by doing that, by just normalizing sex. You want to talk about sex? Okay. I'm not going to get all icky, squeaky weird about it.
yeah.
Cool. You're wearing a butt plug? Cool. You like it? What
Yes,
kind is it? What brand is it? Did you
I
use lube? Are
know.
you being safe? Like,
Recommend it?
yeah, exactly. Would you recommend it so I can tell Gerard?
Well, perfect. Please drop your socials again if you're on if you have a website, any Instagram, Twitter, whatever you're on. TikTok.
Yeah, so yeah. So OnlyFans not yet, But my website is sexandsquats.org. So if anyone's interested in coaching or even in the complimentary session, you can go to my website. I have my calendar on there. You could set and schedule a time, sexandsquats.org. And then my Instagram is @_sex and squats. So you can find me on there. Don't report me, please, because I've had it's like my fourth or fifth page. I don't
No
know what it is.
way.
People keep
Really?
fucking reporting my page. It's just educational stuff. Like, what the hell? I'm not
Wow.
showing my asshole out
I was
there.
like, what are you showing up there?
Mm,
Oh, you don't need it all
uh,
because you're using Instagram.
yeah, geez, exactly. But I'm not showing my asshole on there. I'm showing education stuff. So @_sex and squats. And my website is sexandsquats.org. And you can find my email and everything on there and reach out to me on there if anyone's got any questions or coaching inquiries. Yeah.
And the Twirl app, by the time this airs, I will have already posted a video, maybe ask somebody some question, or like, what do you call it? Communicated with some people. So I'll definitely post a
Mm-hmm.
little insert about that as well, how that's going. Hopefully I'll have a good
Yeah.
time this airs then.
Yeah, yeah. Ask a question. Get in
That's
my
what
DMs and ask a question, and I'll answer it on Twirl tomorrow for Hump Day. So
Oh,
every
word.
Wednesday.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, every Wednesday Hump Day. Yeah, you can also find me on Twirl. And then the journey is the coaching course that I went through, and I would highly recommend it to anyone who's interested in coaching because there's not a lot of anyone can become a coach nowadays. Basically, you don't need credentials. You could just say like I'm a sex coach. I'm a coach. But I get very defensive about my my world because there is a lot of harm that you can do when you're dealing with someone's mentality and mindset, and you don't want to put that at risk. And so Journey is a coaching course that teaches, it's a coaching program that teaches a lot of comprehensive stuff, and I fucking love it. And every week we have new lessons. They're taught by experienced coaches. They're taught by therapists and mental health people as well. So you kind of get everything. I taught my business people too when we're learning about building our business. So, if anyone's interested out there, Journey is a great coaching program. Twirl, check that out. Dating and wellness. Before you get on Hinge and Bumble and fucking Tinder,
I will
go
delete
and
that
check Twirl out.
shit. Maybe not Tinder.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
only do
yeah.
Grinder, so Grinder, like I've leveled up to Tinder on only Hinge now.
Oh, okay. All right, all right. Go moving up the
Now
ranks.
I'm gonna stop those and use Twirl mostly.
Oh, all right. I'll see you on there.
I really like the idea of the video thing because like there are
Mm-hmm.
some people that are just like is this a fake profile or what? Even on Tinder and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So
Yeah.
and I actually really like just like skipping ahead to like because I like to FaceTime especially right now. Like I don't like to wait too many days before I go on a date or something with somebody if I match. You know what I mean? Like I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna wait 2 weeks to then go see the person. So I feel like doing videos already, it's kind of like that already gets you in like, hey, we're talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're
And
talking.
people are so honest and raw and open, and I
Yeah,
love that. It's like, wow, you don't get that on Tinder.
I love that.
So, yeah.
Thanks so much for being on, Miss Maria Two Straps. Really
Thank you for
appreciate it.
having me.
I will have you again if you're open to it, because I'll actually have
Absolutely.
people ask their own questions. Maybe we'll have like a Friday segment with you on or something.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
Please, yeah. Thank you so much for being on and stay safe out here. And to everybody else,
Mhm.
you always know, make sure you keep turning coal into diamonds. Follow us on YouTube, TCID Gerard Cole, and everywhere else, TCID Podcasts. And yeah, be safe. Love you guys.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Harris.
Biden Harris,
Yes.
RPG.